Okay, so this is for the new input system. Like if you want to have a setting menu where to remap the keys, I'm gonna show you at what point I managed to do it. I mean, it's just a start. I have to set all the settings, but took me like all day yesterday to find things like options. And over here I have only the forward key. So I press forward, waiting for the input, press T, now it's on T. So if I go back to this, press forward, it's not gonna work, press T, it's working, W not working. So now if I go play in off mode and I go play again, that option have to stay save it, the T one. I go again on options, no options, and there is T again over there. So here it is how you have to do it. You have to go in the window, package manager, in the Unity registry, input system. Over here I updated to the latest one. I was saving to 1.2.0. Anyway, it's not a problem that. And there is this one, rebinding UI. You have to import it. I have already imported. So you go to samples, rebinding UI, and you then import that thing. So you import that, you'll have in the project samples input system 1.3.0 should be 1.3.0 if not the latest one or something else. Rebinding UI, and over here we have this the rebinding UI sample scene from where you can actually see that. Actually, let's open it. It's a sample scene showing you how to rebind, how is working these rebinding keys. So over here there is the move one, but it's all the three keys, four keys actually, because it's a composite called. So if you press this one, you have to press all the keys that you want to make it, like all four, not only one. So you might ask, how do you make it only for one key? Let's see, 2D. In the canvas over here in their example, they have for the gamepad, where is this one, keyboard is this part over here, and they have a prefab already, which is this one, move rebind. And on the move rebind, if you go over here on the binding, you see it's having all the four keys, but if you press it, you can go on the each one. So if I press right now W key, as you see over here, I can go and rebind only the W key on the keyboard. Okay, now how do you reach up to this point in Game Creator? Now let's go back in Game Creator, in my menu stuff, don't save anything. Yes, because the menu I have it off, of course. Well, first of all, you have to put the player. Let me make it a little bit more bigger like this. On the input action over here, you probably have it like this. You have WASD key, or you have input motion. There is something, I don't remember now how is the default one. Anyway, you go on the input system, and on this one you have to create one input for your character. I already created one by default by doing like so. I'm gonna show you how I've done it. So you go down here, add component, input I think was input player, if I don't remember correctly. Player input, yeah. And on player input, see over here it says actions. So create action. If I create action right now, it will give me the opportunity to create a new input system. So I can call it however I want and save it in the project where I want. So I created one, call it BS player, which is this one. Okay. Now if I open this one, it will give you over here player UI, and you'll have move, look, and fire. I just added the jump key because I need the jump key with a space, and I call it this one BS player, but with underline, because you can't call it like the same name like the input action, just for me to be able to find it, because there are even other example in the project I want from default. So whenever I go over here, I want to search my one, it's BS player. Okay, and then you have to select which inputs, which are the one on move. So there is BS player move. So right now I have the WASD key. Okay, so until here I can move with the WASD key that I created over there. Now I have to add it on my main menu. Main menu, I have it on the option panel. Over here I create a scroll view. And in the scroll viewport, in the content, I added the rebind UI prefab, which is the one that you can find in the sample input, or this one over here. So you drag that in your menu settings where you created the canvas. Okay. Over here, there are a couple of things that probably you're not gonna need it. That depends on you. You have to play with it. Some of the things that I didn't actually need it was some text. Like for example, this one, I just put it over there. I can actually avoid that, but I changed it a couple of things in the script. I'll show you after. One of the things that I've gone over here first. I select my input action, the one that I created earlier, the BS player, and I said move. And then I said I want this one to be able to keybind only the W key. Now I have to make another one. I have to copy this and actually duplicate and make the same thing and go on the second one. I'm gonna do like this, Control D, and on the second one I can even rename this, is not a problem. I have to go and I say backward, which is gonna be the down key. So I have it over here, but this one, it has to become, I have to drag it down here. It's a grid system, so I have to make it down there. So it will be the down key. What is anything else? Oh yeah, in the script, which is over here in the sample rebind UI, there is the rebind action UI script. This is the script that actually is controlling that. This is a button actually. It's this one over here where I actually change this part at the line 307, and I just put mine waiting for input. I don't want auto mambo jumbo to make, otherwise it's gonna say waiting for the expected button up, it will say, but it's not up, it's forward. So I should actually go in the input action and say that it's not an up key, it's a forward key, but changing all that maybe later. Until then, just waiting for input standard message, it's enough. And then a panel to actually block anything else. There is even a video on YouTube with a girl. Now if I'm gonna find, I'm gonna put it somewhere, where actually it's saying, in case you don't want to register the mouse key, in case you actually go over here and you press 2 times the left button of the mouse is gonna register the left button of the mouse. It's having even a reset button. I saw to go to the default then back. I actually changed that. I will implement after. But the fire button, I have to actually specify another script for the mouse button on the fire, because otherwise you can't register anymore the mouse button if you do that for everything. The same in the same video, there is an option where actually she said that she was having some problem on enabling these things at the start. So there is the thing, I can find it right now. Where was it? The changes that you cannot change it in the runtime. You have to change it before you actually go in the runtime. Otherwise, you have to disable the player. But doing this change in the script over here, let me see, action. Yeah, this one was. So this line over here I added from her video because actually it's got right. So if you put action enable, you can actually change the keys while you are in the gameplay, because you don't want to get out from the game, rebind the controls, go back in the game. You want to do it directly. So you have to add these two lines. Now, for actually to be saved the keys after you turn off the game and you go back and you want, for example, if you change the key W, you want to be still the T key, so you want the persistent, you have to add in your menu somewhere. She was having game manager, but I added in the option panel, I believe. Now in control panel, there is this one, rebind save load. So you have to add this and then bring your input system over here. And what this does is gonna save your keys and they're gonna remain safe after you turn off the game. How you find this script rebind save is in the same folder over here. It's rebind save load. So you have to have this and drag it wherever you need. Okay, so that it will save you the keys even after you turn off the game. I will leave in the description of the video, I'll leave of this, I will leave the link to her video because it's much better explained and you have more information. But with Game Creator, it's less or more like this how you do it.